Hello everyone and welcome to the second match of the day. I'm your host Dragothi, and today I'm going to be joined by Chiskel from Chiskel Gaming as a co-caster. Really looking forward to this matchup. We had a really great match between HKL and NCB this morning, with HKL dominating that match and taking the point in favor of Realm of Horus. This is going to be another matchup where I'm really interested to see, can the runner-up from the championship match in Realm of Horus overcome the winner of the Realm of Anubis Season 2 Osiris League champion? This is going to show a lot. HKL showed a significant amount of dominance in the match earlier this morning, and all that's been talked about is, can they be beat? Is anybody going to be able to take them down? Well, 411K, in my opinion, being the champion of the Realm of Anubis, is the one that everybody's looking to see if they can do it. They did a very, very good job in the Realm of Anubis, taking out the competition there as well. I'm interested to see, can they take out the runner-up? And if they can, that gives me a lot of hope that they're going to be able to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with HKL. Right now, looking at the standings, Osiris Invitational is all about points for your realm. Right now, Realm of Horus has a significant advantage. 4 points for the Realm of Horus versus only 1, being a victory by 411K against JWM2, which is no slouch either. This is going to be an interesting match. I really look to see, is this going to be the one that enables us to really think, is the Week 4 matchup between 411K and HKL going to be the match to watch? And will it actually matter from a points perspective? Because the way the Realm of Horus is going right now, if they keep winning at the clip they're winning at, they're going to be having this Osiris Invitational wrapped up by Week 3. I always like to see the gameplay. We like to see the footage. We like to see the breakdown of the mechanics of how these guys are winning. That's something we're definitely going to be showcasing on this channel and all of our channels as sponsored content creators. But for you guys, I'm looking to see, can we bring the fun to you right now? Is 411K going to be able to take out one of the heaviest of heavyweights in this game, JWM? Both alliances are very focused on being able to control the map, control the arc, making sure they win those open field battles. This is going to be something we're going to be looking forward to casting with you. Chiskel and I are going to be going over all the different action as it goes live. Looking forward to seeing how that works. Let's look at some of the matchups as well coming up as well. Not just this matchup, but 3 matchups also taking place simultaneously. JWM2 is going up against NBA1. We saw NBA1 on this channel last week put up a heck of a fight against JWM, but ultimately falling just short. We also have FN facing OV. OV is a huge favorite to possibly help Realm of Horus take the victory alongside of HKL. Those are 2 heavyweights alongside the JWMs to really try and bring the Realm of Horus the victory inside of the Osiris Invitational. Really looking forward to seeing how those matchups shape up as well. We're going to try and diversify some of the matchups as we go along as well in the different rounds coming up. There's 2 more weeks after this weekend, and we're going to hope to showcase every single alliance inside of the Osiris Invitational on this official Rise of Kingdoms channel so that they get the coverage they deserve, but just as importantly, you guys get the action that you deserve. So really looking forward to seeing how that goes for you all and for us in general. Let's also take a look at some of the rules really quickly as we have just a minute left. I want to go over quickly what the rules are because we had some questions in the chat for the last game that we cast. I just want to remind everybody, your personal and alliance technology buffs do not matter. They do not come into play in the Osiris Invitational. You all get the same kinds of buffs. Also importantly, the buffs from the kingdom titles, the occupation of holy sites, and everything else will not take effect either. Now, VIP is a little different. From what I understand, VIP does apply here. Now, something to also take into effect, the troops. Everybody has the same amount of troops. Everybody has the same commanders, all maxed out. 500,000 tier 1 cav units for those sneaky, speedy cav plays. Also to capture those obelisks right off the bat at the very beginning so you can start ticking down that timer so you can teleport in and start rallying your cities, rallying the structures, all that good stuff. So really looking forward to that. There are some really juicy rewards as well on top of everything else. Just want to make sure that, somebody logged onto my account upstairs. That's not good. With just a couple seconds left, we're going to get right back into it. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there we go. One more second, guys. I think that's my son playing with my iPad. I'm so sorry, guys. We're going to have some fun either way, and you're going to get a heavy dose of what COVID's like with having kids in the house and trying to do a professional cast for everybody. So really looking forward to that. Let's see if we can also get this ball rolling, get Chiskel in here, and have him kick us off really quickly. Hopefully my son doesn't continue to keep trying to log into my account with my other device. Let's see how this goes, because I will have to go yell at him while Chiskel gets to do some really heavy verbal casting without a picture. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's see. We're going to go into the match. Here we go. Watch 411K versus JWM. Let's do that. Chiskel, I'm going to go ahead and jump it right over to you. We'll see you guys on the other side. Yes, so it looks like there is some audio issues. Your Skype call is not coming through the way it's supposed to. So apologies to the chat for the 1 minute of silence where Chiskel was really bringing the excitement and going to town. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the video here so you guys can see how all of these are coming through. And I'm going to try and address the audio piece as well as we continue this exciting matchup as we go along. They can't. You definitely do bring the hype, and I apologize. You guys are missing some gems from Chiskel right now. Let's watch these 411K marches come out. You see the T1 marches coming through here. Let me see if I can adjust the audio here so I can get Chiskel coming through live and clear and all those good things. Chiskel, I'm going to try and refresh our connection, okay? Tons of marches pouring out from the 411K side. We're seeing a lot of different things going on here when it comes to the different marches coming through. 411K pouring their marches out right here. Really interested to see how this is going to play out. 411K really, again, to me, is the favorite when it comes to possibly taking on JWM and then ultimately, again, taking on HKL. Let's look up here at JWM side. Same thing happening right here in front of your eyes. Really curious to see if JWM can take out the champions of the realm of Anubis. And sorry if I'm jumping around a little bit with my voice, but I'm doing two things at once. That's not something you want to do while you are inside of the Ark of Osiris playing a match. You want to be focused on your different things happening. Because if you're splitting your time, you're splitting your things, you're going to be less effective, just like I am right now trying to do 4 things at once. The audio is still not fully coming through just yet. Let's see if this is going to work out in everybody's favor. Let's see here. 2 rallies coming out. Looks like 4 rallies from each side as normal, 411K and JWM. That's the standard starter for a lot of things. You see these rallies coming out from JWM side. Obelisk for JWM captured both already. That's a sign of some synchrony between JWM's different pieces moving across the map. doing things that they're supposed to do here. Let's see if we can go ahead and try to continue to get Chiskel in here, because I really like casting with Chiskel, getting his insight and energy into the stream here. We've got tons of armies continuing to pour out. Let's see if they break this beside the Shrine of War, and if there's going to be a battle here, or if they're going to continue on until the altar, the desert altar down here for 11K, and if they're going to try and swarm that. Let's see here. Got this. We had this perfect last week for you guys, and now it's all kind of messed up. I apologize for all of that. No, that's not working. All right, continuing to try and get Chiskel in. Thank you for being patient with me, Chiskel, and the technical difficulties we're having. Let's see if I can continue to try and get you in here. Let me see if it's a setting in Skype, and I think it should be good. It is. It is. It always works sometimes. We are not yet. I'll let you know when we're live, because I'll be able to see the voice meter on our streaming software, and then you'll be off to the races. If you want to join in on chat and start answering some questions that are popping up or things like that, I'll continue to try and cast and simultaneously fix the audio problem. I think that'll get us to where we need to be. Let's see here. So 411K surrounding this desert altar, trying to make sure that that JWM rally that broke does not come anywhere near their altar with just under a minute left. This is the standard posturing you're going to see at the beginning of every high-level matchup. Let's see if we can go ahead and continue across the map. Is there the same type of situation? It sure is up here at the top desert altar on the JWM side. 411K, 4 posturing a little bit more, but there's tons of JWM coming to pour on the support for this desert altar, hoping to keep this ball rolling. Discord might not be a bad option, but I don't think it's a Discord problem. I think it's a voice driver problem for this stream. So let me continue to try and fix this and see if we can get Chiskel in, because I like when Chiskel comes in here and starts bringing the energy. That's what he does best. Let's see here. I think it's this one here. Apply. Let me also go to the settings here. Huge battles here, guys. Huge battles going on. Really interested to see if JWM gets it. It's going to go in favor of 411K. 411K snags the building right off the bat. This is exactly what JWM did not want to see. And now they have an Attila Takeda in there with tons of armies around here to reinforce. 411K grabbing 3 altars right off the bat. This is a great start for 411K, snagging not only all the buildings in their side, but also snagging a Shrine of Life and a Desert Altar, at least for a little bit, in favor of 411K. This is going to be a tough thing for JWM to start fast on, having to swarm this altar down and use a lot of their troops that they were looking to maybe position forward on the field instead of back here defending a Desert Altar or trying to take it back at least. This is going to be something that JWM needs to overcome, or else they're not going to be able to do what their strategy is, which is usually be heavily aggressive. They want to be heavy aggressors in this match. They like rallying nonstop. Take a look at the rallies really quick as well. 4 rallies for 411K, but 6 rallies for JWM. 7 now. 7 rallies for JWM. I talked about it just a second ago. Liking to be hyper aggressive. Hyper aggressive is the name of the game with this matchup. Let's see if Chiskel, you want to go ahead and try and talk one more time? Oh, not working still. I'm so sorry, Chiskel. It's just not working for some reason. Let me see if I can continue to try. Looks like JWM took back their structures with having 1 outpost remaining. Input, output. This should be working. There's no reason why it shouldn't be working. I'm so sorry, Chiskel. I think I need to focus on the match here, and I'll go ahead and run it. And if you want to go ahead and be our text champion, our text chat guy, and really kind of focusing the energy there, that'd be so awesome, because we've got so much action happening. This is going to be one of those battles, I think, guys, where this is really going to be something that is going to show us what's going to be happening in the coming weeks. Who's going to be winning? Is it going to be Realm of Horus? Is it going to be Realm of Anubis? Chisco, thanks for being patient with me with the technical difficulties. I appreciate that, man. So we've got 411K sending out rallies. They're already coming to the middle with 5 minutes left. This is an interesting play. 411K dedicating quite a few armies to the middle area here. 5 minutes left before this arc spawns. JWM kind of doing the same. They're bringing armies a little early, less than 411K, but still committing some troops. And as we've noticed in the previous matches, and as we've kind of gone through what's been happening in these extra late game, high level matches, people have really turned towards the delay. They want to delay until the very last second to come in at the right time. Both alliances here favoring instead to put some serious amount of troops in the middle for initial skirmishes, trying to position and posture early around this Temple of Osiris. This is something I'm interested to see if it's going to play out on the battlefield around them. The structures, a lot of structures blinking here. This Attila rally looks to be going down. Let's go over to this other Sky Altar up here. Same thing here. This Attila rally looks to also be going down with support. It's not going to be going in favor of JWM here. JWM is losing their rally right there, and then also these swarm armies right here, both Ramses, by the way. I'm assuming they were hoping maybe there's going to be a Richard in here or something like that, and really kind of debuffing Richard's healing capability. That's what Ramses is for in a big way. On the other side, however, same thing's happening, but it's looking a little bit more favorable for 411K. They've got an Attila rally here, and they've got good swarms, although Takeda primary, I'm not really sure what the thought process is behind there on the battlefield. Unless you're trying to go ninja capture those outposts in the arc or try to take out a lot of the provisioning capability of your opponent, Takeda primary as a mobility commander isn't really going to be the best from a damage or debuff perspective. Having him a second in the debuff to maybe say a Saladin or even another Attila as an open field march like this rally is, that would be interesting to see. Now, JWM is starting to swarm down the supporting armies. You see them going back smashed, back to their cities, and that's going to leave basically these 5 open field armies from Red and the other player here to go ahead and handle and support this Shrine of Life, which is going to be kind of close. It looks like we've got Artemisia and Wu in this structure defending against Attila Takeda, which is a sound pairing to go ahead and defeat this rally. However, we're swarming with troops that are very, very low inside of these armies. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. We do have some supporting troops coming in to try and hold this structure. Is it going to be enough? I'd like to see, because as we're watching this, JWM has now taken control of 3 altars away, one of which is supposed to be from 411K. 411K has gotten a solid start. They're in the lead by just a little bit. However, the points per minute is lower because they haven't quite captured all the billings that they were supposed to. They've gotten taken away from JWM has taken these away. I think this structure is going to hold solidly. Let's move on to the obelisks, which are now under assault by JWM. JWM rallying with Attila Takeda against this Richard-led garrison. Richard and maybe Richard Wu. Richard Wu is holding this structure. You do have a supporting Genghis army here, as well as this Attila Takeda rally. Richard Wu is pretty good against Attila Takeda, but not the best. But it does keep up with the healing. The healing is what the critical part is here. The critical part is all the healing, those troops that are being brought back. Because we're not losing troops in a garrison in the regular world of KBK and your regular kingdom. This is only for healing speed ups purposes. You don't have to worry about dead troops. So Richard is a great option inside of Ark of Osiris, but this is going to be very, very close. This Attila rally is proving very strong, causing significant amount of normal and counterattack damage from that combination of Attila Takeda, which has made them such a strong pairing when you're rallying. It's going to be down to the wire, really. But with 411K having armies and cities here, I don't see it being a problem. They can just swap reinforcements very quickly. I think this might be more of a distraction more than anything else because there is no field support. There's no field support at all. Let's jump back up to the desert altar here. Another rally, Attila Takeda hitting, but proper garrison here. It looks like Charles Constantine is going to be, or Charles Wu is going to be the garrison captains. All very well taken care of by 411K. I don't see them losing that structure because of that assault. However, this assault looks huge. This assault is huge here. We've got JWM swarming and rallying this Shrine of Life. This looks like it's going to go down, and it's going to go down quick. However, 411K switching out their armies very, very well. rotating their troops inside that structure. That's going to be very interesting to see if they can hold this. JWM is swarming it, but their armies are getting very low. However, this rally is still half health, and unless 411K can continue to swap out those structures, this is going to be very interesting to see if they're going to be able to do that. Now let's jump to the middle. We've got the arc captured here in favor of 411K. Tons of troops in the middle here, fighting already happening, buffs everywhere. There's only one teleport left in favor of 411K. That's one less city far forward. However, 411K does have a decent presence with good mobility bringing this arc back as it does drop. JWM really focusing on that arc carrier. I'm looking at all of these different armies coming in from JWM, but it doesn't seem like it's very many comparatively to what 411K has. Let's see if there's anything coming from behind. I usually like to see, when the arc is happening, the opponent's side coming around the other edge of these two lanes so that you can support from behind that arc capture and try and take it back to your side. But I just don't see that happening. JWM is really trying to focus and takes this Shrine of War, which is a critical move when you're talking about buffs. That buff that the Shrine of War gives you is critical in open field fights. It's 5% attack and defense. And not only that, you get it for yourself, but also take it away from your opponent. That's a big, big difference in stats. And as we all know, stats are a critical piece of fighting inside of Rise of Kingdoms. This is going to be very interesting. The part I really love about this Osiris Invitational is that everything's even, guys. Everything is even. Everybody's got the same commanders. Everybody has the same tech. Everybody has the same troops. So it doesn't matter your personal account, how well developed or underdeveloped it is. This is giving everybody the chance to really showcase their strategy. And right now that strategy is paying dividends for both teams because it's almost knotted up even. It's a 300-point game, which can swing in a heartbeat. JWM does have the points per minute favor advantage right now by 80 points per minute, but that's easily overcome in the shake. You just one shake, you're going to have a completely different story. 700 points per minute versus 300 points per minute, depending on how rallies go. And right now, 411K has the arc and is moving down. Big difference coming for 411K. And even though they lost that buff from the Shrine of War, they're still dominating on the open field and hitting these JWM armies as they come in one at a time, while 411K is clumped up and able to swarm these rather squishy armies coming in. We've got Edwards, who we all know are really squishy. Genghis, super squishy. Ramses, fairly squishy. Attila, not so squishy, but that's one. So 411K doing a great job of focusing and calling targets out. These are all heavy damage armies from JWM, but if they don't have the chance to stay alive, that damage cannot prove any fruition for them to get that arc carrier. And that arc carrier is moving at a decent pace, having a Charles army, which does have increased movement speed for infantry. I can't tell you exactly what the second one is because it is in simplified mode, but I'm assuming it's something like Alex, or possibly even a Richard, or possibly even a Guan. Who knows? Those are all good movement speed commanders. They all have a little bit of movement speed in one way, shape, or form. More buffs coming down. That came down on this desert altar over here. Let's take a quick peek at it as this Attila rally is really starting to do some work on this sky altar with the swarm as well. But with Charles Wu, there's not really much healing going on. So I'm not sure why the Ramses is here, but again, he does do a lot of quality damage and things like that, and it does look like they may actually take this. That's going to be very close to call. I want to take a look at this arc, though. This arc, while it does have some really good support in favor of 411K, there's still JWM armies coming down to try and stop them, or at least slow down, because once 411K is able to capture this arc, I do see Ming coming in from the side here with an Attila Takeda. That's the exact reason I pulled down here, because that's what I would do. I would try and capture this outpost. This is a very squishy structure. It's one of the least hit point structures in the game. They're only allowed 500,000 troops in here, and if you've got it full, that means the arc carrier can't get in. So you need to juggle whether you want to have full defense, which again, Takeda primary, not the best. You can even see it. Attila primary versus Takeda primary, the damage difference is significant. Very significant because of the talent tree differences. Mobility versus the attack talent tree, that's a big difference. And if Ming is able to capture this structure before the arc is captured, I don't see any other close JWM armies, but if Ming can capture and hold this, which it doesn't look like it because he's getting swarmed, that's the way to do it. 411K. 411K really putting it on and stopping any chance from JWM trying to capture the structure, to go ahead and try and do a ninja capture in front of all of these armies. If that would have happened, that would have been an amazing play by JWM, but just a little bit too much. I think 411K continuing to bring this back may be the right move. There's still some more armies coming in here that are a threat. They're hiding behind this structure to go ahead and try and just capture it from behind. I'm hoping they're able to do that for 411K, because if they do, they're going to take the lead against JWM. Again, this is going to be the storyline throughout the match here. This is going to be a heavyweight fight. Different realms, but the same type of juice, the same type of power. JWM is gaining ground on structures, though, as we look at this to make sure they capture this. I don't want to miss this capture for you guys, because it is critical that this gets captured with more JWM marches coming in from the top left. This is still, and it does go in favor of JWM, the structure. Now it's back in 411K. This is crazy. More JWM armies coming down. They're trying desperately to capture this outpost and capture this Ark of Osiris, but just not enough at the right time in the right place. 411K needs to capture this quickly, otherwise JWM is going to start taking all of their structures because they're committing so many troops here. 411K making sure, again, that building goes in favor of JWM. JWM has the chance to bring this home for their alliance. It's a 1,000 point game right now, 510 to 260 points per minute. This is crazy. 411K taking the structure back again. 411K has the structure. 411K has the Ark. They're moving the Ark down to the other outpost. There's another army from Ming coming down to this outpost. This is basically chess, folks. Reaction and action. This is somebody who is ahead of the game, ahead of knowing what they're going to be doing. If they're already at this outpost, why would they stay there? They're going to move somewhere. You've got Ming over there. Is there somebody over here coming for JWM as well? I'd imagine there will be at some point, because they're just moving back and forth between these outposts. The longer it takes 411K to capture this Ark, the longer it's going to be. JWM has time to go ahead and push the initiative, having advantage on the battlefield. John Wick delivering the first OV Ark. That's great. That's great. John Wick's really good at that. In a different matchup, though. So we've got this outpost, again, controlled by 411K still. However, we've got more JWM marches here hitting this outpost. They're going to take it again, guys. Whoever's in there needs to hold that for just a few seconds. This does not need to be captured for JWM to capture the Ark. They just need to capture the building and have the Ark at the same time, and they will be able to capture it in 411K's zone. This is crazy. 411K needs to wipe these guys off the map with more JWM not in sight. I don't see many more JWM close enough to affect. They just need to start wiping the field here, get the Ark, put it in the building, call it a day. This is taking 411K a lot longer than it should. And more now, because it's taken so long, another army from JWM just causing one army to look at all these armies sitting here by this structure with 1 and 2 armies being here. Looks like they're about to capture it. Let's see if they do it. Are they going to do it? There's too many people in the building. They can't capture it. Now he has to go somewhere else, or people have to leave the structure, and now JWM is trying to hit the structure. Nat needs to capture this building. Nat needs to capture this Ark. This is going to be insane, folks. This is going to be crazy. Why aren't you capturing? There's no JWM around anymore. JWM's armies are gone. Come back to the outpost. Capture it. Get that building with that Ark inside of it. This building looks blue on my screen, but it's red on my map. So this is interesting too. Okay, now it's red. Okay, I see the red flags. This looks kind of blue on the building though, so sorry about that. Looks like 411K has taken back their altar at the top, although it does look like it's still under assault. 411K, hopefully, maybe, possibly, capturing this Ark. They fought so hard to get this area so they can capture this Ark, and now they're just kind of hanging out. That's interesting. Okay. Throwing emojis, evidently, too. Why not? Are they going to capture it, or are they going to set it right there? It looks like they're not going to capture it. Let's go somewhere else. They've lost another altar here. JWM has taken it. They've got solid presence right here. It looks like JWM is also bringing in more reinforcements from the north. This is going to be a disaster if they don't capture that Ark. They're losing the points per minute game. They're losing the structure game as 411K. JWM took the time that they created by blocking that arc, which has now been successfully captured for 411K. I wonder if the person inside of that structure was off doing fighting somewhere else and was blocking that arc carrier from dropping in and capturing that to get that first set of points. Now we're looking at the points per minute advantage. 620 points per minute for JWM versus only 230 points per minute for 411K. Now 411K is trying to reel back and trying to refocus on the structure game, which is what they've seen a lot of success in on their previous matches, guys. They're currently winning right now from a points perspective, but being down by almost 400 points per minute, that's a big difference. 3 or 4 more minutes with this type of difference, and this matchup is knotted up even again. So that arc will be nullified by all these points per minute that JWM is doing. Let's take a look at the rallies and see there's only 1 rally for JWM. It looks like a few of them probably were dropped, while we have 3 now for 411K. They're getting back to their rally game, which is going to prove very successful for them if they can go ahead and make these winning rallies, or at least transporting armies around and in the battlefield so that they can win these open field fights. We've got 7 minutes left in the wait for the arc to spawn again, and with that, the structure game is critical. The structure game is absolutely critical. There's a rally up here. This Artemisia looks to be defending very nicely against the 411K forces that are here. We have a player coming up here to try and support and help swarm this down, but this rally is going down quick, and it's going down hard. This rally is about to break, and it does. The Artemisia garrison holds strong, holds firm, and 411K loses that rally, but still has swarm. But Artemisia is pretty decent against swarm, guys. That AoE is pretty substantial. It is a little squishier than, say, an Attila Takeda from a swarm perspective, or even a Charles Constantine perspective. But again, Artemisia is still pretty darn good against swarm, and especially if you've got Wu as well behind, that's a pretty big nut to crack with a swarm. You can see the damage that's being done to the armies that are swarming this. More 411K coming in, trying to keep the pressure up, keeping JWM back on their back foot on this lane. However, on the bottom lane, JWM about to possibly lose this desert altar. They do. 411K gets their structures back. Now they need to hold them to get that points per minute total knotted up at 590. If they can get it back to 590, it looks to be like it's going to be basically an even points match. JWM only down by just over 800 points. This is a close game. We called it whenever we first started casting, guys. We called it really, really good. This is going to be a matchup that definitely works out for our benefit. I don't see any problems with this working out for everybody. This is going to be... Ooh, look over here. Outpost. Outpost grabbed right in front of one of their marches. The outpost was grabbed right in front of the Sabo march. Let's see if he takes that back. Looks like he is. And I believe I've got the desktop audio working. So I'm going to try and get Chiskul back into this call. Maybe he can do some majority of the rest of the casting, since I have been going crazy trying to keep up with all this action. I'm just going to control the camera and see if maybe I can get Chiskul to bring some more energy, because he has more energy than my 5-year-old, and my 5-year-old looks like he runs on pixie sticks and Mountain Dew. So let me see if I can get Chiskul back in here and see if maybe I can get his voice on the call so that he can bring some more excitement, some more action, some more analysis of what's happening inside of this matchup. Let me give him a call and see if we can do it. Maybe we can test this out. Chiskul, let's see if you are able to come through here. If it doesn't work, that means that it's a Skype problem and it's not a system problem, and then I can switch over to Discord with you. We do not. Okay, so it's a Skype problem. Skype is our issue. Let me get off of Skype and try and Discord call you, and then see if maybe I can get you there as well. One sec. So 411K took that outpost back. However, again, ninja capturing this outpost is some more forces from JWM. Let me hop on Discord to see if maybe I can get Chiskul on the call, because I do see the meter for the desktop here working, but for some reason the Skype call is not working as it usually does. JWM, Ming is the guy for the outpost, it seems, for JWM. This is going to be very interesting to see if this is something that continues to be a problem for 411K to have to deal with. Ming going crazy and trying to capture all these outposts throughout the matchup. And it's looking like Discord's not wanting to work for me either. So JWM taking this outpost again, swarming that army, or at least making him leave so that they can take that outpost again with just over 3 minutes left. Let's take a look at the middle and take a look at some action while I try and get this ball rolling for us all. We can see some action in the middle. The open field army's going absolutely ham. Let me see if I can do some things for us to get the ball rolling. Let's get Chisco back in here and see if it's something I think, or if I gave you all false hope. And if that's the case, I apologize. Alright, so that's done there. Let me try and get this open and see if we can get this ball rolling for us and our listening pleasure as we add in, hopefully, our co-caster of the evening, of the afternoon, of the morning, wherever you are in the world. Let's see if I can get a call with him going and use this to try and get it going. Alright, so I am connected with Chisco, but I don't hear you, Chisco, personally, but let me see if everybody in the chat can hear you. Let me know if you guys can hear Chisco in the chat. If not, then I will give up and I will continue just casting on my own. I'm just trying to do my best to bring that to you guys. It is a very spicy matchup, Chisco. If you don't hear Chisco typing or talking in the voice, that means that it's not working, guys, and it must be another problem. It must be a conflict between some things that are going on. Nope. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry to get your hopes up. I tried my best while also trying to simultaneously bring you guys the call Chisco by phone and make it speaker. I could technically do that. It would sound awful, but you know, if you guys want that, I could do that. I've got no. Chisco's saying, you're good, you got this. Go ahead, I'll handle chat. So, okay, let's do this. Let's continue to roll on. We're going to make sure that this is up and running well next week, so that we have both of us casting and bringing you the good stuff, bringing you the fire and the fury, making sure that you get all the content as we go up to the Shrine of Life here on the JWM side. 411K has taken it. However, it does look like it will be swarmed down. But again, denying those points per minute. Look at the points per minute. Just those 5 or 6 minutes that we were trying to go ahead and get, as we're trying to go ahead and get the stuff going for you guys in the audio. 560 points per minute versus 280 points per minute. 411K turning the points per minute battle around while losing that Shrine of Life, denying now up to 510. So see, in the blink of an eye, these things can change in a heartbeat with a 1,000-point difference in favor of 411K. And with this arc spawning in 7 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arc is spawned. Let's take a look and see who's going to get this. JWM pushing forward very effectively and having a solid position inside. And this JWM army should not be trying to capture this Ark of Osiris on the other side of the building. JWM should be grabbing it from the top side so they have that initial pull. Let's see who grabbed it. There it is. That Guan is moving with a purpose, looking to try and move this very quickly. However, Bogdown's going really, really quickly side by side, so everybody is slowed down. Nobody gets to move. This is area that everybody gets to stay in for quite a while. Tons of other buffs happening. You see the attack and defense buffs swirling around all of these armies. This is going to be a matchup that's going to go down to the wire. Chisco said it in my ear earlier. This is an excellent matchup. This is going to go down to the last second, and I've got a feeling it's going to go down to the who can capture the last Ark of Osiris. With 25 minutes left, technically, if this doesn't take long, you may have the chance to have 2 more arcs. However, I've got a feeling this arc capture is going to take quite a bit, so there might only be 1 left. This is coming down to the wire, and it's already got 30 minutes into it. We don't know who's going to win. And this is something that is great about the Osiris Invitational. These types of matchups are ones that you're going to see more often than not, because these are the 2 top flight alliances in this game. They all have solid strategies. They all have really good players inside of this game. This is critical. This arc is going to be critical for this victory. If JWM is able to grab this, even though they're down by about 300 points per minute, this will help them get the lead going into that last arc. So it's more critical for 411K to get that last arc than vice versa. Right now, obviously 411K capturing that first arc of Osiris, even though it took them a little bit longer than I think they wanted it to. That arc dropping, 411K still continuing to try and pour it on. You can see the same thing happening from the other side. Earlier, you've got tons of JWM armies right here mashed up, trying to help this arc carrier get back to their outpost, which again probably isn't the right decision. Look at the map. Everything is red. Every building with the exception of two are not red, and one's blinking. You've got two obelisks, of course, but then the 2 point generating structures that are really in the open field here, the altar and the Shrine of Life at the top for JWM, it's all they've got left with the exception of this little outpost up front. So look at the points per minute, 560 points per minute versus 330 points per minute for JWM. 411K doing very, very good on not only continuing to pressure this arc, which is moving very fast for JWM towards their outpost, which isn't their outpost right now, but they are looking to take that back, even though Artemisia is in that structure. 5 armies swarming an Artemisia with less than 500,000 troops is going to take that down. That arc does drop, but there's so many JWM armies around here. There's so many armies to be able to help clean up these 411K. Can 411K do the same thing JWM did and continue to pour enough armies into this scrum to stop that arc from being captured for 10, 15 minutes? Is that something that can be done or should be done? Because if they capture this, again, even though JWM has lost a lot of their buildings, they're starting to take them back. They've got 2 and now 3 altars in favor of JWM, not generating points, but not generating points for 411K too. So that's just as effective, if not more so, because if they can keep these, then the points per minute total will shift back to JWM's favor, and they're capturing an Ark of Osiris. That's what's going to help them win this matchup against a very strong 411K opponent. Mid-game of JWM, they've got so many players here. They've got at least 20 different armies inside of this screen that you see in front of you, and now they've got their outpost back and all the structures on their side and one altar on the 411K side as well. I wonder if there's a lot of armies coming from 411K from a long ways away that we don't see on the screen, and that's why they're also losing some structures on their back end too. This arc looks to be captured relatively quickly. I'm not sure if this is full or not, but if it's not, Box is going to capture this arc in favor of JWM, and they do. This gives JWM the advantage in points now. It's a 2,400 point game in favor of JWM, and with a very minor lead for 411K from a points per minute perspective right now, which may explode for JWM in just a little bit with having all these altars. This may spell disaster for 411K. Let's see if they can recoup and regenerate and reorganize, start to make that push into these structures like they did before. They did a really solid push whenever the arc was being contested in the middle. They were able to take over almost the entirety of the map really quickly all at the same time. It was very interesting to see, and watching the map change colors like a Christmas tree in favor of 411K. Now JWM really solidifying their base here, solidifying their defensive area, having all of their structures, with the exception of one little outpost that just got captured by 411K. You see more rallies going out for JWM. 411K putting a heavy pressure on this Julius-led garrison. I don't know if this is supposed to be happening. I do see Artemisia's skills happening, so I'm wondering if this is a visual bug. I want to say that there's probably an Artemisia Woo in here instead of a, there it is. There it popped over. Sometimes it takes a second. Whenever you're switching garrisons on the fly, it doesn't populate necessarily the real-time 2 seconds. It might take 5 or 6 seconds to actually show. So we do have an Artemisia in here, which is obviously a really good counter to a swarm, as well as a rally, which is incoming, an Attila Takeda rally, a fresh Attila Takeda rally. But JWM pouring on the heat, tons of armies over here coming over for support for JWM. They don't want to lose this structure at all. They know they need to keep the points per minute at least close if they want to go ahead and win this match, because right now some point generating buildings are starting to capture in favor of 411K. They have that 80 point per minute advantage. Let's see if the altar is going to go ahead and capture in favor of JWM here too. There it is, 480 points per minute versus 410 in favor of JWM. Now, with the advantage of the points lead, that's critical for JWM to keep this ball moving forward. We've got 20 minutes left before this match is over, with 6 minutes left until the next arc captures. That arc may be the game, folks. We're going to be watching these structures. We're going to be watching the arc. The arc is going to be critical. That's a 4,500 point total arc. That could spell the winner of the game, whoever can capture that. And with 6 minutes left for the arc to spawn and 20 minutes left in the game, that's plenty of time for somebody to capture it, even with some delay. So we may be staring at an outpost or staring at a structure where that will be the victory. That will be the victory between who is going to take care of this and generate their point for their realm. Osiris Invitational is all about realm points, guys. It's not necessarily about the victor of the alliance themselves. So you want to score a point for your realm. 411K is the only one that did that last week. Let's see if they can do that again this week by taking out one of the juggernauts of Realm of Horus, JWM. There are so many armies for JWM. Look at this. Look at how many armies are on the field for JWM in this one spot. 411K just doesn't have the field presence right here. This is a building they did just take from them 30 seconds ago, and that's really all they need to do, right? They need to deny point generation. They're in the lead by, again, 80 points per minute. That's been the story of the day. 411K leading by about 80 points per minute, but JWM having the field presence to take that structure back and simultaneously bring those armies likely to the middle, as you see these 411K armies coming in from behind to try and establish a forward front against JWM coming in to try and get this next arc, which spawns in just over 4 minutes. This is going to be the arc that decides this matchup. I can tell already. The structures are going back and forth. The points per minute total is going to be roughly the same, and I think it's going to come down to the arc and provisioning. Are they provisioning well, and are they going to capture the arc? Whoever does that is going to win this game, I have a feeling. I want to take, as everybody's starting to posture in front of the arc, I want to take a quick peek and see if we see any provisioning happening on the 411K side back behind their front lines. I don't see any on the left side here, maybe one or two. This one outpost over here is being assaulted by Ming again, and it may actually go down unless this Saladin can come over here and save it. Let's check the right side for provisions. Here's some people coming back. There's a Cleopatra, I'm assuming with some heavy load of caravan resources. Same thing here, not many left on the map, but maybe they're all returning right now, grabbing those resources and bringing them back to the city so they can get those points for their team. Right now, 590 to 510, again, 80 points per minute in favor of 411K. It is now a 2400 point match still. 2400 point match still in favor of JWM. All these buildings are still blinking, although everybody has the buildings they're supposed to have. It's just a matter of, are they going to start generating points or not? The Saladin watched as that Genghis took out what was left of the Double C-led army there, and Saladin takes it right back. But now this is 30 points per minute that is not generating in favor of 411K. So now we're only down to 50 points per minute of favor for 411K. And honestly, that's not going to make the difference, but all those little things adding up is what makes the difference. 411K taking this Shrine of Life at the top away from JWM. That's a big deal. This is not only going to stop them from being able to push forward against structures of 411K effectively, but that's also 80 points per minute that are now gone from JWM's point total accumulating. Let's see the middle. We've got just over 2 minutes. This 411K led garrison for Shrine of Life with Attila Takeda is looking very strong, putting some serious damage against that Artemisia led army. Let's jump in the middle. There's going to be battles. I already know it. JWM coming in, pouring in from the top. 411K doing everything they can to keep JWM back as 411K starts to pour their forces in from the bottom. 2 minutes left. This is going to decide the match. I can see it from here. 16 minutes left in the match. 2 minutes until this arc spawns. 411K is trying to position for the win. They're trying to get the win with this arc, and we did see some provisioning in favor of 411K. So as long as they're keeping pace with JWM from a provisioning standpoint, which we all know JWM is a good provisioning match. They do really well with that. They're a good alliance from a provisioning perspective. They focus really heavily on it. So they are going to need to go ahead and at least delay this arc at least delay it. But with the points per minute advantage, if 411K is able to also take a couple structures with 15 minutes left, that's a big deal. Even with the delay, the match is close enough. It's a 2,200 point match now. It's going down a little bit because of the points per minute advantage that 411K is enjoying. This is going to be a battle that's going to decide, I think, the winner of this match. If one of these alliances is able to capture this arc, they will win. Provisioning, while it is important, it's usually not a 5,000 point difference. Usually, especially for teams of this caliber, they know they need to do at least some provisioning, so they're going to have anywhere between a 3,000 and a 5,000 point total, roughly, depending on what they need or want on the battlefield for matches and fights, just like this one where we've got 411K absolutely pouring everything into the middle. You can see it. You don't want to pour everything because look at this. This Sky Altar went down in favor of JWM, and even though it's an Osman-led garrison, there's only one army here for 411K to contest it, and JWM is very likely to possibly get this unless there's a rally already on it. Let's see if there is from 411K. There's two rallies going. One's marching, one's battling. I don't think that's one that's for that, so they haven't sent it yet. This is a rally that's hitting the JWM Sky Altar. If they can do the same thing that JWM just did to them, that will help their points per minute total. But right now, JWM is enjoying a 100 point per minute advantage. Let's see the arc as well. This is spawned. 411K has it. They're trying to bring it back. Let's click the Ankh here at the top. This Richard from Savo is bringing this arc back, but it is getting swarmed with heavy extra skill damage taken, and down he goes. Very, very hard to keep an army up when you've got the Ark of Osiris. You get 200% damage because you're holding that arc, because it's such a juicy target. And also you're slower, 50% more or less march speed. So that's very, very bad combination of things if you want to keep your army healthy. So with that in mind, that army went down. Now JWM has that arc. Let's see who has it for JWM. Looks like Monsta, who also is instantly targeted by 411K. More 411K armies coming up from the bottom. Leonidas on the battlefield trying to take on the unlimited swarms of the JWM armies. I don't see a pass for him necessarily to defend with his 300 troops that he might have left, but he's going strong, still trying to at least be an impact on the battlefield, pulling those armies away from the scrum. Those armies are not attacking the arc carrier. 411K has the arc right now and drops it again right away because JWM is Johnny on the spot with that target calling. Bogged down being used right here. You can see the clouds. I don't think this is Desert Swarm because you don't see the swirls. If you see the swirls, that's Desert Swarm. It causes a pretty significant amount of skill damage to be in a central zone. And when you've got all these armies clumped up like that, that's a huge value if you're using the Desert Swarm alliance skill inside of this. But look at all these 411K armies. Are they going to be able to take this arc, bring it back, and simultaneously hold all their structures? This is going to be very hard to do. This is the difference, and this is what you see with alliances like HKL who have done it time and time again. They come into the middle at the right time because they're still defending and attacking structures at the right time as well. They bring everything together in the middle at the end, grab what they need, get back out, and they don't lose any effectiveness around their structures. This is going to be interesting. This arc is down right now, but is on the 411K side. This is going to come down to the wire. 11.5 minutes left, guys. JWM holding strong on their territory. It looks like their altar up here is under assault. Let's take a quick peek and see if it's actually... Nope, it is not under assault. This just has a buff on it, which is why it is blinking. Let's go back to the arc here. Looks like 411K has again grabbed it. Another Richard who, not the fastest guy, but as long as it's still moving in your direction, that's always a good thing. He's about to drop. I've got a feeling you're going to see a couple of nukes hit him really quickly. There it is. He drops it again. When you have Tamiris debuffing you for skill damage, and you've got a 200% damage debuff on you, and you've got a bunch of nukers hitting you, that spells disaster for your army. There's no doubt about it. There's no other way for that to go but you dropping that arc very quickly. However, continuing to pick up the arc is 411K, and with a Takeda-led army, this is what you have Takeda-led armies for. Mobility. Move that Takeda horse. Let's go. He's moving. He is going to go down, but he moved it quite a ways. Look how far it got. It went from up here to over here. Very, very good. It doesn't seem like much, but that little quarter of a screen is 10 seconds for a normal army. It took him maybe 4 or 5 seconds to do that. Let's see if JWM is able to put the pressure on. They do have the structure again. Let me go over here. They have the outpost over here. I wonder if 411K is going to try and bring the arc over to this desert altar right here. This looks to be fairly well defended. I don't see much happening from a rally standpoint. Tons more JWM coming from this direction because the arc is leaning towards this side here. 411K has it, but not moving right now. Now they're going right, which is away from that desert altar I just showed you. Maybe they're going to the Shrine of War. Maybe they're still going to try and go for the outpost. Who knows what's going to happen? Because right now it is dropped. So now it's anybody's game. If JWM can hold this arc from being captured, they will win. They've got the points per minute total. They have the winning points right now. Now, then it's really going to come down to provisioning, guys. Is provisioning going to be the one that wins this match? Whoever provisioned more? Is there going to be enough provisioning difference between what 411K is doing and what JWM is doing to win this, even if this arc isn't captured? We've got, big jump from JWM. Some provisions were gathered. You can tell for a fact because that went up by almost 2,000 points. 1,500 points, I think, is where that total came up to. So that was some provisions being captured by JWM. There's still 9 minutes left in this matchup. I'm going to be very interested to see, is this arc going to be captured? And if it is 411K going to be able to do it without losing by provisions as well? There's so many pieces to this matchup that are going to lead to this being a critical matchup to see what's coming in the future. If 411K can win this matchup, they may be able to go ahead and start helping Realm of Anubis come back in to the Osiris Invitational rankings, because right now it's 5-1 or 4-1. This is going to be interesting to see if they can do that. 28,500 points versus almost 26,000 points. So we're at a 2,500 point delta now again. Looks like some points being generated for 411K from provisions as well. They are also bringing in some big buildings. Look at this. Desert Altar here, or Sky Altar, excuse me, here. We've got the Shrine of War here, also taken by 411K. Looks like this one will go back down because there's a lot of JWM armies and no reinforcements for 411K. But again, they stopped that point generation. Look, 560 points per minute versus 390 points per minute. That is not enough to win by itself, but that in combination with either capturing an arc or, just as importantly now, looking at provisioning. Provisioning may actually do this, guys. This is the arc here. It's still down on the ground. It looks like JWM may have picked it up a little bit and moved it back on. Whoever was trying to pick that arc up just got lost. Look at all these armies for 411K going back. Look at all those armies for 411K smashed. They're losing open field presence, and because of that, JWM picks it up and is moving it back towards their side. If they at least stop 411K from capturing this, it is a provisioning and structure game from here on out. In fact, I venture to say with 7 minutes left, that's going to be a hard task to complete, moving that arc in 7 minutes over to either this building or recapturing and moving it over to this building. Leonidas trying to take back this building. He does. Shin causing troubles, hitting people in the open field to try and weaken the reinforcements from 411K as they continue to try and pour inside of the middle here and get this arc moving towards their structure. 6.5 minutes left. It's doable. It is doable, but 411K has to clear this field right now, grab this arc, and get it moving. That's exactly what they're doing. It's moving, it's down, it's moving, it's down. That's all that keeps happening. Moving and down. Both sides grabbing it and moving it a half an inch, but the half an inch is huge. It is huge. Buildings blinking all over the map again as well. This one looks like a failed rally from JWM. This one, again, is still the defensive alliance skill. No rally on that. But again, look at this. 411K has 3 altars while this fight is going on in the middle. JWM still continuing to pour armies in. There's Edwards, there's Ramses, there's more Edwards, there's Saladins, there's all kinds of different troops, all nuke damage, all speedy. This is what you need because you need to get people here with a quickness to try and do exactly what Monster did, which is grab the arc and try and move it even further away from the building that 411K is trying to capture it at. And down it goes, but again, a 1/4 of an inch movement is a big deal, which is what just happened. Look at this. This is a long way in Osiris League, in Osiris playoffs, in Osiris Invitational. This is a long way to go with an arc. You're 50% slower, plus you've got all these armies saying, hi, we want to kill you, with a 200% damage debuff on yourself. This is not good if you're 411k. You've got to grab this, and you've got to grab it quick, and you have got to move it quick with just under 5 minutes left. It is a 1,600 point game, guys. It is anybody's game right now. This is amazing. This is going to be one of those battles that everybody's going to be talking about for a week at least. This may be the match of the Osiris Invitational right now. I knew this was going to be a good one. I didn't know it was going to be this crazy. I thought for sure that we would have at least some inkling of a winner with 4.5 minutes left in this matchup, but we don't know. Look at this 700 points difference right now. 560 point per minute versus 440 points per minute. 120 point per minute difference with 4 minutes left. That's 480 points. That's half of the difference. This means that provisioning will be all. Hold your buildings. Provisioning will be everything. This arc is not going to make it. You got 4 minutes left. There's no way this arc is going to make it to this structure. You might as well give up. There's no way this arc will move that fast. The arc is down again. With all these people here, the arc is now nullified. 4 minutes is way too long. This is going to come down to provisioning. Let's hop around and see where the provisions are at. So let's look into JWM territory. There's nobody in the main base. That's a good indication for JWM. That means that they are up front right beside the caravan nodes. They are bringing back Jemmy, doing everything that this player can do, although also coming back to the city again. There's caravans you passed. Go get more stuff. There's caravans here for JWM. Cammy doing what they can. I would send everybody out to get caravan provisions right now. Look at this. Couple more provisioning for JWM on their side of the map in the defensive structure. Let's see what 411k is doing. Have they mined them, most of them out? Because there's usually a bunch up here. That's a good sign for 411k as well. 600 point difference right now with 150 points per minute advantage for 411k. That's 450 points, guys. That's basically the difference. Provisioning will win this game. This is going to be nuts. Now, I don't see any provisioning happening here. Maybe they've already returned them. I'm interested to see if that happens. Right now, from what I'm seeing, JWM may win this match based on provisioning. I don't see any 411k provisioning nodes at all. This could be a disaster for 411k. Look at this. No provisioning for 411k right now. Where are they at? Are they on the battlefield? Everybody return your armies. If you've been in a caravan, return your army. You need those points right now with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. This is a nail biter. Like I said, the arc is irrelevant. 2 minutes is not enough time. 50% march speed difference, 200% damage taken increase. There's no reason for you to think that you can get over here in 2 minutes. It's taken you 15 minutes to get here. From here, it's not going to happen. We need to check and see JWM. I think JWM is going to start pulling away, and you can see it. 1,100 points difference right now. There's provisionings being returned by JWM. JWM is taking this matchup, which is one of the best matchups we've seen in quite some time, by provisioning. Provisioning is going to win this thing. Look, more nodes being mined. Jemmy doing what they can. Look, Jemmy just got in there. That's 14 provisions that Jemmy's returning right now with 1.5 minutes left. That's exactly what they need to do. You got 15 seconds here. Could have stayed in there for maybe another minute or so just to get a few extra more, because now you've got the march time here and the march time back to try and get some more. Maybe another minute or so would have been beneficial there, but that's micro optimizations to the nth degree. This is not going to work. Ooh, look at this. It's still moving around. Is 411k? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me click it. 30 seconds. And it's down. Oh my goodness. 1 minute left. 30 seconds away. If they can clear the field and get this in for 30 seconds, JWM trying to take this structure too. Oh no. Is this going to be a crazy ninja capture at the very end with 40 seconds left, just over? Oh my goodness. This is going to be crazy. Provisions are winning right now. 1,000 points in favor of JWM. Like I said, they were provisioning more than 411k. But 411k has the field presence here, but there's just enough JWM to drop any arc carrier. It's too late. It's too late. Even if they capture it right now and move it, there's a bog down. There's a bog down from one of the alliances. I don't know which one it was. Who cast that? Who cast that? Was that JWM? Wait. What? It says they've captured the Ark of Osiris, but that's not... Oh, they picked it up. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the point total, but look at the point total. 400 points higher with 1 second left. Is this it? Did they just add the provisions at the very last second? Victory for 411K has the most valuable player here with 163,000 points. I still don't know who won, guys. There's the victor, 411K with the victory. And look at the provisions. 6,300 provision score versus 5,000. The occupation score almost equal. And obviously 2 arcs being captured. 1 with a little bit more points for JWM, but provisions. And look at the kills. I did not notice that 411K was putting the kills on JWM as badly as that. I need to switch back over to the screen that gives you my face so you guys can see the excitement that I've got going on, because this is a crazy matchup. I will see you guys in just 1 second. Oh my goodness, this was a crazy matchup, guys. Look at this, 400-point difference. Oh my goodness, this was an amazing cast to watch. I'm going to lose my voice just from casting this matchup. I've saved Chisco from the same fate. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but man, oh man, this was a crazy matchup. Unbelievable. JWM coming up 400 points short. 400 points short. That is having an altar for 3 minutes. That is obviously a few more provisions. That's not the extra provisions that Jemmy could have gotten by having another minute in there, so don't blame Jemmy. But that was an amazing matchup. Well done to both alliances. This was an action-packed arc from beginning to end. I apologize for the technical difficulties that led to me not getting some of those pieces, but man, once Chisco gave me the go-ahead, we were off to the races, and man, oh man, this was one of the best matches that I have seen. I've been in some matches that were that close and were won by arc captures at the very last second. But wow, what a provisioning swing. They were up by 1,000 points for JWM. And with that last 10 seconds, 411K returns a lot of points. Looks like maybe about 1,500 provisioning scores to help win this match. Well done to both alliances. 411K showing why they are the champions of Realm of Anubis and scoring a point for Realm of Anubis as well. Let's take a look at that really quick. Let's go back into the matchup and see how the other teams did as well. Let me see if we can go ahead and get that ball rolling for you guys. Round 2 is now over. Again, 411K carrying Realm of Anubis right now. 411K is in a place of their own in Realm of Anubis, with Realm of Horus taking all 3 other matches today. OV taking out FN, HKL also taking out FN. We've got OV taking out NCB last week. And then on top of all that, right, we've got JWM beating NBA1 last week, but losing to 411K, the match that we just saw. JWM2 also winning against NBA1 with a really nice looking game as well. It looks like that was a really close game too. Very, very nice. So we've got the Invitational here. It doesn't look like it's been populated. Yeah, it did. Okay, so JWM2 beat NBA1. OV has beaten FN pretty soundly. It looks like 9,000 points. Again, JWM going down to 411K by 400 points. Amazing. And then, of course, HKL taking down NCB in really resounding fashion. I am even more pumped up for this 411K HKL matchup that we are going to be seeing. Let's look at the matches just to show you what I'm talking about. 411K versus HKL. These, to me, are the 2 powerhouses inside of this Osiris Invitational. 411K just currently beating JWM by this much. If there's any space in between my fingers, it's too much. It was so close. It was so close. I hope you guys have enjoyed this casting of this Osiris Invitational match. JWM losing to 411K, the champions of Osiris League Season 2 for Realm of Anubis, and generating the only points for Realm of Anubis as well. This was an amazing match. I've enjoyed this thoroughly, This was a pleasure for me to cast, and again, I apologize for robbing you of having Chisco cast this with me. He would have been so excited. I would have had to turn his voice down, I bet. So with that being said, I hope you guys are going to enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will see you next weekend, same place, more than likely same time. Yes, 13 UTC, 15 UTC, same thing's going down. We'll see you here next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care, everybody.